Hey, what's good? What's good, everybody? What's good? It's your boy back at it. It's your boy. I need to stop that. Yo, man, listen. I'm browsing my X. I'm browsing my Twitter, and I see that now there's this lieutenant from the army, and then this guy. I'm so sorry. I'm not too good with the titles and whatnot, but there's this guy from the Navy as well. Apparently, everybody's trying to come out and say, "Hey, things are not going very well. Things should go very well." But then, even though I see the people's complaints and whatnot, I'm with them. I'm with that. Hey, let's fix, our institutions. Let's fix our army. Let's fix our navy. Let's protect our borders. Let's do all of that. I'm 100% with that. That's what I want. That's what I've always wanted all the time. But the problem is, we all gonna say the same thing, and guess what? Guess what? You're still gonna vote for these people again and again and again and again and again. So what's the use about complaining about these things if you're still gonna vote for the ANC or all these liberal thinking parties, man? Because I mean, liberalism initially was never a bad thing, especially if you're coming from a place of reform. If you're coming from a place whereby there's room for welfare type thing, you know what I'm saying? But then we get to a point whereby now we just need to move forward. Now we just need to be profitable, um, to be doing things that enrich our country, you know what I mean? Not just ripping off our country and sucking it dry. So I mean, the other people from outside will suck it dry as well, because that's all we want to do. We don't want to add to our own country, but that's just my rant. That's another story. Fine. There's this lieutenant general, whatnot, and this guy from the navy. Apparently, they see something wrong now, but I guarantee you, they've been there for years, years. So for me, I'm asking myself, is it because really they see something wrong, they were blind all this time, or they just fighting with their friends? The other one is on this faction, the other one is on this faction. I mean, come on, like, okay, fine. I'm gonna take them for their words, okay? So I'm gonna play this video, boom, that I found online. The sound is kind of crappy. It's not my sound. I'm sure you probably seen it as well. So, man, have a listen. I mean, I'm not disagreeing with this. Like, I agree with it. South African borders are the word that is search it for yourself. I searched it, because the politicians have decided you want a Mickey Mouse defense force. They do want a Mickey Mouse defense force, to be fair. They do. Otherwise, the standard would be different. Not only the Mickey Mouse Defense Force, Mickey Mouse Police, Mickey Mouse Metropolitan Police, Mickey Mouse Traffic Police, Mickey Mouse, and even security guards, bro. Sometimes I'll be walking by, I'm like, man, identity politics has gone too far, man. It makes me sometimes think, man, is South Africa safe? Maybe South Africa is safe, if you can have really, you see an old lady, bro, guarding a gate, bro, wearing a security uniform, bro. And you ask yourself, there must be too many good people. Because really and honestly speaking, if they were like, well, they are, but maybe they just haven't gone past there, these gangster thugs. I mean, I'm like, especially in this country, the complaints they have, the dynamics between men and women in this country, it's mainstream. And that's another story. That's another story. But I'm hoping you catch my drift. Let's play this lieutenant. Um,
what I'm going to say here, I may be trampling
I
on
mean, the
some
sound is crap.
cones, so please pardon me, Premier, and the parliamentarians that are here. All of you know that South Africa, in its position in the world, we are a global player. In Africa, we are the leader.
My
In
God, I
terms
hope
of
you can
economics
hear.
and geopolitics. And therefore, we are considered a big brother. No, you cannot be a big brother if you are unable to wield a stick that will make people be afraid. Now, you may be asking yourself, what is he talking about and all that? How many of you will build a beautiful and expensive house and not fence it and protect it?
None of them.
I don't think none of you will do that. Constitutionally, the South African National Defence Force is
But that's the point, though. You know, like I said in my previous video, these guys like Ramaphosa himself, I don't know where he lives. Not only just Ramaphosa, but all these politicians. I can't tell you the address where they stay at. But if I were to take a guess, they probably don't live where it's the NC municipality that runs stuff. You know, they probably live in an area where it's the DA. Because, I mean, 9 times or even 10 times out of 10, it's probably an area that would be considered a white area. That's probably where they live. You think these guys they live in the hood, the luxury? You think these guys they live even in like the cities, urban areas? No, hell no, bro. Forget about politicians, bro. I'm talking about just the people in these government jobs, not even high positions, just good enough position, bro. They live in the hood ASAP. What? What are you talking about? You know, they're leaving. They're going to DA ran municipalities. I'm not a DA fan, by the way. I don't want it to seem like I'm advocating for the DA. I have some problems with the DA. But then it's so crazy how these ANC, EFF, all these other party politicians, they campaign when they campaign against the DA. They campaign using, no, they're white, they're racist, they're gonna bring back apartheid and whatnot. Hey man, what these um political parties have done to our cities, bro. Johannesburg is a mess. Durban is a mess. Inner cities everywhere, it's a mess. How are you telling me we still have places looking like they looked when they were still attractive places like 50 years ago? But that's what I'm saying. None of them will not gate their house. They live in gated communities for a reason. You know, I'm just saying, man.
mandated to protect and defend the country. Now, any home will display its character, its worthiness by the level
I
of
like to see
security
his
that it
voting
places
history.
around it. Now, if we're going to play Big Brother in Africa, and therefore what we give for the Defense Force should symbolize that.
But also basically is trying to like I guess expose these politicians as well, you know. I'm just giving him a benefit of a doubt that he's trying to see change. You know, it's just I guess exposing these politicians, all the policies. I mean, god damn, it's even making me think. Whenever it's voting season, you know, I see these people online and I see these politicians campaigning and whatnot. I'm always shocked and surprised how the conversation is never about policies, you know. It's never really about, hey, this is the policy that I think is gonna do this, this, and the other. Well, do the people agree with that? No. They have it so easy, it's incredible, bro. All they need to do is just say, we're gonna create jobs. That's when you know That's when you know when, if I don't even want to use these words, but that's when you know when you've been somewhat, I'm looking for the right word. You know, when you've been pushed to a corner so much, or when you've been properly abused, and even when you're getting scraps, it seems like it's something of kindness of some sort from the perpetrator. So it's like, I starve you for 7 days, and that one day I give you food. You hated me for 7 days, but you're gonna love me because now I'm giving you food, but I'm the one that was starving you all this time, type of thing. So that's what they do. They mess with you all the time. Well, they mess with us all the time. And then they come, and then there's some people that are gonna get convinced. Maybe this time they'll actually create jobs. But then why don't you ask yourself, like, how will they create those jobs? Like, there's one thing we need to just get over. There's no way the government can employ the whole country, or there's no way even the government can employ half the country. But you'll be shocked that this government is employing probably half the country. you know, and that's crazy. That's insane. That's insane, bro. I be walking into a government building, I see like 10 receptionists, bro. Like 5 to 10 receptionists, just bunch of ladies sitting there, bro. And you're I mean, one receptionist is okay. Why you gotta have seven? You know, that's crazy to me. But then, man, let me move on from this video. I can't hear it. I'm sure you've watched it anyway. But I wanted to see this guy. Okay, here's a shorter video. To prove that my sound is working, you gonna see.
Reduction of the
You see?
our cabinet to approve the reduction of the SNDF workforce or strength is actually nothing far from telling us to implement a defense version of what General Mkhwanazi has disclosed in the Madlanga Commission with regards to the closure of the political killing task team. Closing down the SNDF is like having a house without walls, effective CCTV systems, and
I mean, you can tell this
security
guy
that
has
should
also
keep
been around there for
recreational
years.
space
Like,
uninvited.
it puzzles me.
Buying a
Like,
car
all of a sudden, you want to be like true soldiers now. All of a sudden, now, you're like, I'm standing for the truth. Where was the truth last year? Last year, previous said, yo, man, this guy, Ramaphosa, elected himself twice now. Where were y'all? Like, and why did you need, I mean, like, I'm not against anything Mkonas is doing or anything that Mkonas has said, but I'm like, damn, it's not like he exposed the Illuminati or something. I mean, it's something that we all knew. We see this shit every day. I mean, if you're telling me that you didn't know what the police were doing, you don't know what these government officials are doing, bro. We've been seeing all these politicians independent. Bro, there's even a thing that people say that, oh man, you can't even run to be a mayor or a councillor or anything because they'll kill you. It's a thing, you know. So all of a sudden, the people are acting surprised. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh no! I mean, what do we do that? We know this. So these people coming out now acting like they like men of honor now all of a sudden. Where were they all the time? I'm listening because you gotta share what we're doing. Man.
and not taking an insurance or not having a life cover for yourself and family.
This guy is probably loaded.
Yesterday, I shared with those that
I
attended the
mean,
Prestige Ball that in the
literally.
past week, I was
And
in
man,
Australia to attend the Indo-Pacific Sea Power Conference 2025. Whilst I was interacting with the chiefs of navies from different maritime countries at the conference, the chief of the Kenyan Navy mentioned that a week before coming to Australia, his Navy caught a ship from East Asia that was carrying a large consignment of drugs, which was destined for Mozambique. And you will agree with me that Mozambique was not the final destination, but maybe South Africa was. The Philippine chief also brought to my attention the fact that on continuous basis, they arrest ships carrying drugs whose destination is Southern Africa.
Hmm.
So what I am stressing is that
I
our
mean,
prolonged absence
now
at
that's
sea
concerning.
due to non-availability of
I mean,
serviceable
those are
submarines.
the things that we think about. You know, all the cities containers. I'm like, surely there's some drugs in there. You know, but it's like, oh, no, it's just some shipments and whatnot. So, what he's talking about is a suspicion that as people we have, but now to hear from the people working in these things, it's truly concerning because now it makes it real. It makes it real, man. And funny he said Asia, because I mean we're gonna have to talk about these Asians now. I'm just I'm just saying I'm just saying we're gonna have a conversation about these Asians. We just have to pinpoint them and find who exactly, and then we can call them out properly. But we know there's something. I mean, Asia. I mean, we'll talk about it. Time will come.
All because of under-resourcing of our Navy should concern you as fellow South Africans.
I'm
I,
concerned.
I
I think it's kind of crazy, to me, that these guys have been around for so long and they haven't like done nothing. I mean, yes, you can do your job every day, of which we're grateful for that service. I'm even grateful right now that these guys in these positions are coming out and you know, I guess calling some stuff out. But it doesn't end there. You're in positions that you can do something. So do something, because this is the thing about a leftist government, a liberal government. They hate authority, you know. So they're gonna convince you that we can all be equal, you know. We can all live the same life. We can all share, and they convince you that being an entrepreneur or earning, you know, make making it yourself is not ideal. They sell you this like utopia or this heaven where the government distributes wealth equally to everyone and no one is broke anymore, no one lives in the streets anymore. But then you go outside and you look outside and you're like, there is a lot of people on the streets. There's a lot of people, yo, working and probably even earning nothing, and even some working earning scraps. Yo, it's hectic. Do you know that in South Africa, the highest earning job on average of an highest earning job outside of your doctors, your lawyers, and whatnot, is being a government employee. You be balling, like it's crazy. You know, you demand all the respect, which is crazy to me. But people can never be equal because they're supposed to be people with great ideas, you know, and those people are gonna be, applauded, they're gonna be their name is gonna be spoken throughout history and throughout just people all over the globe. Like even small things like musicians and actors, they get spoken about because they get to be in front of a lot of people. So they get more of attention than any other regular person. And you can't be jealous of that. Why is a celebrity getting so much attention? I wanted attention as well. No, because as people, we live different lives, different setups, different settings. So we can never be equal. Never. So that's an idea that is just made to set us back, especially it's made to divide us. To find people just going against their own protection, like the army, like the police, even though, like, that's how the police get to be corrupt, because everything is so centralized. And why is it that we only have the SAPS, and under the SAPS is everything else? That's why they can be so corrupt, because it's like the same organization running everything. There should be police, like, I mean, I don't know, like take the US for example. They have the FBI, whatever, the DEA. There must be like different factions of police, federal police one side. Like this, like even when you go to cities and neighborhoods, like bro, in my car, yo, in the rural areas, there should be guys like your sheriffs, your whatnot, the police of that area, police that are generally in rural areas, police that are generally in cities, police that are, and then there's national police, and then there's a federal police, and then there's like all this type of police, so that no one entity, no one organization can just run everything. That's crazy to me. I want to say I hope change comes, but I don't think so until we state what we want. And as long as we're hiding what we want and we want to be politically correct when we're stating what we want, then the message won't go through, because that will determine how you vote. And if you speak, the next person will be like, I thought I was the only one thinking that. I mean, as African people, generally speaking, we are conservative. We are conservative people. We respect tradition. We respect order. We respect lineage. We have a way a man should be, we have a way a woman should be, we have a way a child should be. And then all of a sudden, when we get into politics, it's like, what? How are you for this? Like, when did you start formulating these ideas? And that's when it start, like, I, as the person on the side, I'm like, no, you're not like this. Why are you doing this? Oh, so it's a bigger picture. It is something that they're not showing on the TV. Something is happening behind the scenes. And these politicians are bought and paid for. We just hope that at least once in a while they actually do something for this country. Just once in a while, man. You're not asking too much. Just once in a while. Alright, comment down below, yo. Leave a like, subscribe. Check out LAR, man. Man, don't get me. Well, man, fuck these people. I don't care about getting canceled. You ain't canceling me. But I would like a debate. If you're trying to debate me, yo. Tell me why you think that things are good or happening for the better. I'll tell you why they're not good and they're happening for the worse. You know what I'm saying? Peace out.